Hi guys and welcome back to another video. My name is Stephanie and in this video I will be explaining division of fractions. So I would like to explain a few things before we start answering the questions. So let me just get straight to it. We have keep, change, and flip, which will come in handy soon. But I just want to explain a few things like change. What I mean by change is changing the division sign to multiplication. So for example, if the question should read 1 over 2 divided by 2 over 3, change means it's going to now be 1 over 2 times 2 over 3. That is all that I mean by change. And by flip, which is this, it's like a reciprocal. So flipping. So if, for example, you have 2 over 1 right here, when you flip 2 over 1, it's going to become 1 over 2. So as you can see, I just flipped it. Like 6 over 5 becomes 5 over 6, and 1 over 50 becomes 50 over 1. And you know that any number over 1 is the number itself. So 50 over 1 can also be written as 50. Simple as that. So let's get to the examples and then you're going to get this. My first question is 3 out of 4 divided by 2 over 3. Keep, change, and flip. So we're going to keep the first one. So it becomes 3 over 4. Since we kept it the same, we're going to change the sign, which will become times, and we're going to flip the last one, which will become 3 over 2. At this point, you realize that it's the same as a multiplication question for fractions. If you haven't watched my video, I have a video up for multiplying fractions. Once you watch that, this is going to be super easy. I mean, you're going to get the whole division of fractions because it's all about multiplication in the end. So I'm going to multiply across this way. So it simply becomes 3 times 3 over 4 times 2. 3 times 3 is 9 and 4 times 2 is 8. Once you get your answer, you have to make sure your answer is always in a proper fraction or a mixed number. So you can't just leave it like this since it's an improper fraction. So we're just going to change this real quick. I have another video on that, so please make sure you watch that. 9 over 8 becomes 9 in the box. 8 comes outside. 8 goes here 1. You subtract, you have a remainder of 1. So your answer then becomes 1 whole 1 over 8. Super easy. Let's go to number 2. So for number 2, we have 5 over 8 divided by 5. So I'm just going to put keep, change, flip. We're going to keep it the same, so that becomes 5 over 8. We're going to change the sign, so that becomes times, and then we're going to flip. Please note that, like I said before, 5 can also be written as 5 over 1. So if we flip 5 over 1, we're going to have 1 over 5. If we flip this, it becomes 1 over 5. So that's why I have this here. Okay, so now we're going to work this like a regular fraction with multiplication. So remember I said you could use the canceling out method. if you forget what canceling out is, like that. So we're going to cancel out the 5, which has a remainder of 1, and then cancel out this 5, 1. So now we're left with 1 times 1 over 8 times 1, which is equal to 1 over 8. We're going to leave our answer like that because it's in its lowest form. So let's get to number 3. We have another whole number here. So remember that whole numbers, 3 is the same as 3 over 1. So we're going to write keep, change, flip. So we're going to keep it as 3 over 1, change the sign, and then we have to flip this. But you can't flip a mixed fraction. You have to change that mixed fraction into an improper fraction first, then you could flip it. So I'm just going to draw a line on this side, and then we will work on this, which becomes 6 whole number 2 over 5. We're going to multiply the bottom with a whole and then add this. So it becomes 5 times 6, which is 30, and then 30 plus the 2 becomes 32. So this is all you need to put on the top of the fraction, and the bottom number becomes this. So it's going to be 32 out of 5. So now that we have this as a final answer, we're going to flip this. And when we flip it, it becomes 5 over 32. And that is what we're going to put here. So this is going to go all the way here. 5 over 32. So it's now an easy multiplication question. We're going to multiply across, and it becomes 3 times 5 over 1 times 32, which becomes 15 over 32. And we're just going to leave it as that because it's already in its lowest form. My next question is 1 whole 1 over 2 divided by a 2 whole number 1 over 2. So I'm just going to keep, change, and flip. So even though I'm saying to keep, remember that every time you have a mixed fraction like this, you cannot work in mixed fractions, mixed numbers. So you have to change them into improper. So that's what we're going to do first before we try to keep, change, flip. Okay? So we're going to change this, and then we're going to change this one first and then move to this one. So 1 whole number 1 over 2, multiply and add, becomes 2 times 1, which is 2, and you add that 2 to the 1 becomes 3. So this is all you need. So your answer is now going to be 3 over the bottom number, which is 2. We're going to go to the second one, which is 2 whole number 1 over 2. You're going to multiply and add. It becomes 2 times 2, which is 4. And 4 plus 1, which becomes 5. This is all you need. Your answer becomes 5 over the bottom number here, which is 2. So now that we've changed both of them into improper fractions, we're going to use those improper fractions now. The question now becomes 3 over 2 divided by 5 over 2. So we're still going to keep, change, flip. So we're going to keep this the same, change this to multiplication, and flip this. So that becomes 3 over 2 times 2 over 5. We can cancel out here, and canceling out, remember, cross. So that becomes 2 goes here one time and 2 goes here one time, leaving it as 3 times 1 over 1 times 5, which is 3 over 5. Super easy, and that's it for this question. I'm going to leave this right here for you to try whenever you can. It's one whole number, 3 over 5, divided by two whole number, 1 over 10. Don't forget to keep, change, flip, and if it's a mixed fraction, make sure you change it into an improper fraction. Then you could work it out. The answer is going to be 16 over 21. Let me know if this video was helpful to you, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.